what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the new normal. I'm Matt Meehan, alongside my partner, Steve Parada, from Shield Advisory Group. And today we're going to talk about what you can and what you cannot do with EIDL loan proceeds. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hey, Matt, how's it going? Good to be here again.
Awesome. Steve, we've been getting a lot of questions, especially when it comes to the EIDL, of what the money could be used for our clients, and more importantly, what it can't. We've all seen in the news lately, especially with the PPP loans, how people are getting in trouble because they're going out and they're buying boats for their business. They're buying expensive luxury cars. And they're not using the funds properly or what they were intended to be. So, can we just start out by you telling us what you shouldn't spend the money on right now, and then we can go into what you can spend the money on from there?
Absolutely. Yeah. So look, this is a great loan. It's a 30-year loan with a fixed rate at 3.75%. So you see all these headlines and you're like, what's going on? But I think people are quite confused. And if you look at the loan documents, there's so much fine print in there, and people just go to Adobe Sign, they just click their signature and they sign it. They don't really read this thing. So I think a lot of our clients are coming to us and saying, hey, what did I just sign? I just got the money, it got wired to my account in a couple of days. What does this mean? So let's start off with what you can't spend the money on. You can't really spend the money on, repairs to your business, acquiring new businesses, giving out distributions or bonuses or anything like that. So, what this is for is really for company operations, your operating expenses, and you can't really refinance any debt with this. So look, people come to me all the time. They come to you, Matt, and they're like, look, I have an 8% line of credit. Can I just pay that off with this 3.75? You can't do that, unfortunately. You can't just take this money and refinance debt that you at a higher rate. It's not really for that. It's really for just operating expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. However, what you can actually do is you can take the money and make payments to the debt, right? Because those were ongoing payments pre-COVID, pre-EIDL, right? So absolutely. You cannot pay off the full balance, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because this is your department, you handle this all day for us, right? However, if you do have a credit card and you have monthly interest charges, you could use the EIDL money to make monthly payments, but you can or you cannot pay off the balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have your monthly payments for your credit card. You could spend the money on that. If your monthly payment, is $500 or something like that, you could definitely pay that with the EIDL money, but you can't pay off the entire balance, right? So if you have a $20,000 balance on your American Express business card, you can't just take the EIDL money and just pay that off. That's really refinancing debt, and that's not what this loan is for.
Right. So, Steve, another thing our clients are coming to us a lot with, and I wasn't sure at first, so I had to bring in your counsel, right, is what documentation is required and needed to be kept for the EIDL loan? And more importantly, when and how do they have to submit it to the SBA?
Absolutely. So this is actually, there's been disaster loans in the past. Plenty, we had major disasters, 9/11, and, disasters with oil spills and things like that. Where these SBA disaster loans have been around. This is nothing that's new. This particular one, I think, is probably going to be the biggest funded one, just given the pandemic and situation going on. So the SBA doesn't actually require you to submit documentation on where you spend the money. So there's no, for example, a financial statement or anything like that you submit yearly, but they can look at your numbers. They can look at your books and they could say, hey, what did you spend this money on? We're hearing a lot in the news now about the PPP loans and people spending money, and now it's going to be EIDL loans. They took the money and they spent it on stuff they shouldn't have. But what we do recommend is that if you have a separate bank account that you can operate out of for the EIDL money, so let's just say you have a $150,000 EIDL loan, you set up a separate bank account, or you set a separate bank account up where you can draw money from, right? And on your general ledger, you could document, let's say this office expense was drawn out of EIDL money. In the memo, you actually could do a hyphen EIDL loan money or something like that, where you're documenting what the money was for. So if it ever gets audited by the SBA or any other government organization, you could have a good set of books. You could show where the money was drawn, show where the money was spent, and have really proper documentation for this.
Right. One thing is, a lot of people seem to be confusing what they can use PPP money for and what the EIDL money for is. Yeah. Right? Some people who received the PPP loan did not get an EIDL loan. right? So the PPP loan was designed to give you 2.5 times payroll, 2 times for your employees, right? And half a percentage, right, was supposed to go towards your rent and your day-to-day utilities.
Mhm.
So am I correct when I say the EIDL loan should be used towards more of your rent and your utilities and your day-to-day operations, or can you use that for payroll also?
Yeah, I mean, the PPP loan, if, a lot of clients have gotten both. A lot have the PPP loan in the beginning, and now they're getting EIDL loan money now or gotten it now. So you can't really utilize it for the same thing. If you use the PPP loan for payroll, what it should be used for. Although when the PPP money runs out, I believe you can use the EIDL loan for operating expenses thereafter.
Okay.
You don't want to kind of commingle them or double dip, as they say, and use the money for basically the same thing. That's definitely something you want to avoid.
So I can't take the money. I can't go out and buy a boat. I can't take the money and pay my employees. I can't take the money and I can't expand my company. Please tell me, what can I use money on?
Absolutely. Well, look, the money was given to to us, to small businesses just like us, just like and even larger businesses. Quite frankly, we've had clients, Matt, of ours, that have hundreds of employees that receive the EIDL loans. But really, it's for your company operations. Think about even inventory. If you're a reseller, you can buy inventory with that, which is great. That's considered a operating cost of goods sold. Also, like web hosting, computer, professional services, your accountants, your bookkeepers, legal fees, things like that. Also, like merchant processing fees and technically rent, utilities, if you haven't used the PPP money for that. And then ongoing, right? This EIDL loan is a 30-year loan, so you may be spending the money over a period of time. There's no limitation like there is for the PPP loan saying, hey, you have to spend the money within 8 or 24 weeks. This is something that it's a 30-year loan. So you might not use the money for, another year. But it's really good to have and a great rate.
Right. And Steve, for some people that don't have accountants or bookkeepers, what are some best practices in order for them to not commingle their funds and keep things separated? Do you recommend any softwares or any strategies that, you have helped our clients that came to us without having bookkeepers or accounting professionals?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, I recommend a bookkeeper. That's first and foremost. You know that, Matt. We always do. But if you don't have one, if you're just starting out, really separation of funds. We see it all the time where, our clients are spending their personal money out of their business account and commingling funds and things like that. Separation is key. Separate bank account. You draw upon it as needed, I think, is the best way to go. And documentation. You can never document enough. Like I said, you keep this money in a separate bank account. You draw upon it as you need it. You treat it like a line of credit, which it technically is in some regard.
Right. So, with all that being said, we can't use it to extend our business. We can't buy any luxury items. We can't commingle it with any of our other business funds or our personal funds. However, what we can do is we can use it for the day-to-day operations of the business, right? Now, one thing I think a lot of people get, concerned with or up in the air a little bit is when they have a higher percentage rate loan and they want to pay off that total loan.
Yeah.
You can't do that, right? But you can make the monthly payments.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that we're missing right now that we can just let everybody know what they can do with it and what they should do if they have a higher rate loan with money?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, again, this is not a money to refinance your debt. We do, Shield Advisory Group, as you know, Matt, you're the expert here. We do have options to refinance other business debt that you have. But the EIDL is very restricted on what you can use it for. So they really want to use it just for operations. Whereas other funding that you get, you may be able to use it to refinance debt or do some other stuff. So, look, interest rates are great right now. It's a great opportunity to kind of look at your balance sheet, see what's going on. And then, in retrospect, the EIDL money, again, there's no marathon, no race to spend this money. This is money, if you receive $150,000 and you're a smaller company, that may last a long time. That might be several months of overhead costs for you. So, you just want to take that into consideration. And again, the payment term is 30 years, which is almost like a lifetime, right? So it's a very long time. to consider.
Okay. Hey guys, we're just about out of time here. We just wanted to come to you quick, let you know the ins and the outs of the EIDL loan. We've only scratched the surface. We gave you a 30,000-foot overview. However, if you have any specific questions and you have anything you're questioning whether or not you could use the money for, feel free to reach out to me, Steve, any member of our team. We're actually happy to help you. If you have any questions regarding, there's a lot of misinformation out there, right? So you might have went to a broker that, helped you get this money, but it's great and it's good, but don't go out and spend that money right away without checking with a professional like Steven or myself and knowing you're using it properly. Because the last thing we want anybody to do is get in trouble for spending the money on using the money for what it was not intended for. And we see it happening every day. With that being said, guys, Steve, you have any last thoughts? Anything you want to leave anybody with?
I think we covered a lot of the basics today. Please reach out. Like I said, there's a lot of fine print in those loan agreements. So if you do not read it, just sign your name on it. Please seek a professional out. We're here to help. Please call us at any time if you need some help. And just one last thing, Matt, we're talking to so many different industries, right? So if you're a manufacturer, you're a service industry, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, whatever you may be, a manufacturer, you have different expenses that come up and you may not be sure, what you could spend the money on because each business has certain expenses. So feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help. And thanks so much, Matt. This has been great. And, like I said, call us anytime.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something today. If there's anything else we can do for you in the future, please feel free, reach out. Don't hesitate. We're here to help. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care, guys.